Welcome everybody to my latest video. Alright, so this video, I thought we'd do a part 2 to this book, Undisputed Street Fighter. Or maybe it's just called Undisputed, who knows. Anyways, I released a video not too long ago when I first got this book, and I thought I'd do a follow-up. Is this book really worth it? Well, I personally think it is. Now, when I bought this, it said the original price was like $99, which I would never pay. However, I did get it on sale for about $60. And in case you haven't seen the original video, well, here's the book. I got the deluxe edition, which comes hardback, but also has this nice cardboard cover. You can see right there, it's the original Street Fighter 2 cabinet. Some side art right there, World Warrior side art. Nice holder, nothing there. Just some more of the cabinet right there, actually the marquee side. And you got the back right here. You can see the evolution of Ryu. Also included in the deluxe edition, this little packet right here, which you can make your own little Street Fighter 2 cabinet. I think it would have been nicer if this, if it had World Warrior side art and it looked like a World Warrior cabinet. But you also get some artwork. I think the artwork you get is random. So if you get this book, you might actually get different artwork. So I'm just going to put this back in. Get it to lock in right here. And get this off camera. Alright, so here's the book. This is an absolute must-have for any Street Fighter fan. At least I think it is. It's a very, very good book. Not perfect, but I would say almost close. So here's a hard copy cover celebrating, you can see right there, 30th anniversary of Street Fighter. Now, this book starts at the beginnings of the original Street Fighter cabinet, or the original Street Fighter game, and goes all the way up to the beginnings of Street Fighter V. So it's fairly new. I mean, it would be nicer if it went a little bit further. But, yeah. You start at the beginning, where it all began. You get to learn about the history of the original Street Fighter cabinet. The original button setup that people were actually getting hurt. Their hands were hurting by the time they were finished playing the game. And the cabinets were breaking down. You get to learn about the creators of certain characters and the artwork. Let's just go through here. When Street Fighter 2 came out, some of the higher-ups at Capcom were worried that the game would be a flop because of the 6-button layout. Of course, that changed. Here you can see the original Street Fighter cabinet. Some people actually go crazy and want to collect this cabinet. Me, I would never want it because I'm just not interested in the original Street Fighter game. There you can see the buttons, the original buttons. The harder you push the buttons, or the amount of pressure you put on the buttons would decide if you did a light kick or a heavy kick or a strong punch, a light punch. Also goes into Final Fight. For those of you who don't know, Final Fight, the original title was supposed to be like Final Fight 89 or Street Fighter 89. And it was supposed to be a sequel. But, the game just totally went in a different direction, and thus Final Fight was born. And of course that is its own little take on history. You get to learn about the original kings of Street Fighter 2. I mean, before, there was Daigo. Before there was Justin Wong. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, it's funny how, Street Fighter 2 was a hit. Champion Edition was a hit. Turbo was a hit. And then Super comes out and is a complete flop. 9 months later, they release Super Turbo, which, of course, is still being played in tournaments. It's personally my favorite game. I prefer the Japanese edition, which is called Grandmaster Challenge. But yeah, if I could only have one fighting game, it would be that one. Of course, it's got to give history on Tomo, the original king of Street Fighter. Or, yeah, one of the original kings, and probably one, the original undisputed king of kings. What else we got here? The Alpha series. You learn about that. Learn about all these, early Street Fighter mega superstars. John Choi, Thomas Osaki. Of course, when you get into the Alpha series, you gotta talk about Alex Valle. And look how young he was there. Look. What else we got here? A little bit of the Hadoken. What I like is you also can read up about the art between the United States and Japan. There's the infamous Street Fighter 2 cover for the Super Nintendo. All the marketing art. Turbo. Champion Edition for the Genesis. Of course, if you gotta talk Street Fighter, you gotta talk about Street Fighter the movie. And I guess you could say it was a hit, because it's in here. It was made for like $30 million, made $130 million, so technically it's a hit, but, critically it's a flop. Still, if you're a Street Fighter fan, you gotta watch the movie at least once. Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li. Yeah, that was a complete disaster. Street Fighter, the movie, the game. I think I only played that one time, and it was a PS1 version. All the animation you learn about. Let's see. There's some other good parts in here. Of course, the big comeback, Street Fighter 4. Interesting note is, I read in here, Justin Wong was considering giving up, if I read it correctly, tournaments. He just wasn't happy. And it wasn't until Street Fighter 4 came out that he decided, well, he's fully going back in. Ricky Ortiz. Very different looking than he is now. HD Remix. I wanted to like that game. I just never could. Let's see, what else can we get here? There was a section on here we go, yeah, the toys. Now, who remembers these guys? The Street Fighter 2 toys, which were just made using leftover G.I. Joe bodies. Remember those? Complete disasters. And, of course, you even go up to the Super 7 figures. The fighters. Now this is a nice section. Of course, Ken and Ryu get like 7 pages each. Other characters get like 2 pages. Get to learn a little bit about the history of the characters, where they come from. Some characters it gives, a lot of their moves, such as Chun-Li. Other characters like DJ, you only get to see 2 of their moves. Hadoken beer. Interesting. Let's see what else can we learn about in here. It doesn't show every single Street Fighter character, but oh well. Vega's got a lot of pages dedicated to him. Look at that. Hakan only has one. Urian only has two, considering how popular he is now. Or again. Honda, one of my favorite characters. So let's see what else is in here. Well, maybe it does give all the characters. Just seems like it didn't. I don't know. You decide for yourself. Dudley, Cammy. Let's see what else. Balrog, surprisingly, a lot of pages for him. So yeah, this is definitely a very, very, very good book. I highly recommend this book. Hey, there you go, Street Fighter 2010. I remember playing that, renting it from a video store, because Street Fighter 2 was all the rage, and I could never play it in the arcade because there were just so many people crowded around. So I thought, okay, Street Fighter 2010, it looks different. Might as well rent it, see what it's about. Yeah, one of the worst games I ever played. But anyways, yeah. Undisputed, definitely a must-have. I highly recommend this book for any Street Fighter fan. It'd make a great gift. You know, buy it for yourself, put it on your coffee table. Mine, somehow I'm going to put it in my arcade room. So there you are. If you have any questions, let me know. Until next time.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.